So for the next session, let us do with the hardware a little bit. We will be talking about the AI in creative industries, which will be very interesting. We have the leader of the industry from the both of the animation production. We have Kun Jack Somsaman. He's the founder and creative director from the Monk Studio, which is very interesting, and they also do the metaverse, the BitCup metaverse as well. And we also have the professional lecturer, Dr. Matthias Jung from the Institute of Music, Science and Engineering, KMITL. We also have Kun Mac Jenmana. He is the singer, music producer, and founder, also the founder of Freak Out Production and also the alumni of the CMKL University. And then we will have the moderator. We have the assistant professor of CMKL, Justin Paulsen, and he's also the founder of Rising Tide. So just a little bit moment that we adjust the hardware so that he can demonstrate his presentation on stage on the screen. And remember, today, apart from the topic of the panel discussion, the keynotes, we also have the networking session during the evening after 6 p.m. So please feel free to be with us, enjoy the music. We have live music, we have live DJ, we also have a special guest DJ as well. So please enjoy with us during the evening, and we can gather, exchange contacts, and maybe we can create something better for the AI industry of Thailand. So that's really, really a great thing that we gather together for the great knowledge and also the good topic. Okay, so for the next session, I would like you all to give applause for the panel discussion of AI in creative industry. Also, I would like to officially invite Kun Jack Somsaman, founder and creative director of the Monk Studio. Please give him applause นะฮะขึ้นทางนี้ก็ได้นะครับ Also next, Dr. Matthias Jung, lecturer, Institute of Music, Science and Engineering, KMITL. Next, Mr. Max Jainmana, singer, music producer, and founder of Freak Out Production. And our moderator, Justin Paulsen, assistant professor of CMKL University and the founder of Rising Tide.
All right. Well, first off, I want to thank all the staff. It's a ton of work to put together these events, and you guys are doing a really good job, so thank you for that. Oh, thank you. So I think what we're going to do is have a casual conversation. We had planned out like questions we'll talk about or whatever. We only have 20 minutes, and so we have a request. First, I want you all to think about any questions you have for the creatives up here. We have music composers, we have sound engineers, we have film producers. And so if anyone wants to use AI to make your own content, this is a really good opportunity to just ask a question and say, how do I get started? So anytime you can raise your hand, and if the staff could signal me. If you have a question, you can ask mid-conversation. It'll be a casual talk. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to introduce everybody, or allow them to introduce themselves, and answer one question, which is how AI is currently a part of your creative process right now. So I think we should start with Jack, who has been in the industry for 25, 30 years. Dr. Pisut and I were joking, he worked on a movie called Babe, way back in the day. Sorry to embarrass you. So he's seen the full evolution of technology as it pertains to film and animation. So go ahead and take it away.
You didn't tell me it was going to be a session in English. I thought it was going to be in Thai. Sorry, my name is Jack Somsaman. I've been in the industry for 35 years. And we do animation content, we do VFX, and we do game development as well. So the Monk has been around for 18 years. We employ at the peak, we employ 400 local students to help us with the content that we provide for the US market as well as the Chinese market. We are specialized in feature film. Like the latest work that we did was called Nausea 2. I think you heard of that. That movie made $2.2 billion US. We didn't make any sense because we do a service for it. We also work on a lot of Netflix show. We did Wish Dragon. We did Tiger Apprentice for Paramount Plus. So So our big market is in the US, and then we also have a big market in China and Japan. We also create our own content. We have a content on Netflix called The Sea of Love. That's a little preschool project. Then on the VFX side, we provide service for a lot of Netflix Thailand movies. And we also do service work for games. So at the moment, we work with local artists. We also outsource to neighboring countries. We outsource to Philippines, Malaysia, Vietnam, Indonesia, India. So those are our ecosystem, basically.
And so maybe you could tell us, how does AI currently impact film production, animated film production and animation?
It's depending on who you're talking to. If I were to talking to Netflix Los Angeles, anyone from the US, I'm not allowed to mention AI. I cannot go to Netflix and I pitch my project and say this is done by AI. They're not even going to look at it. So I have to be careful who I'm talking to. A lot of US director they're against AI. I think 50% of the director or creative talent in the US against AI because they think that's going to take away their spotlight and then their job. But if I were talking to a producer in China, they're going to ask, "Are you using AI already?" Right? So that's a different in our space right now. And if I tell the Chinese producer that we're not using AI, they're not going to work with me because they're going to think like we are too expensive, we are wasteful of the resources and all that. So at the moment, we are in the kind of crossroads. Like, are we using AI? We're not using AI. When I tell people like how the Hmong are using AI, usually I would say we use AI under the hood. I use the word under the hood. Yeah. Like an invisible AI. So I don't offend people who doesn't like AI, and I still please people who think like, okay, we are efficient enough, basically.
Yeah, well, from what I'm hearing, it's a negotiation between, let's say, authenticity and economy. And yeah, it's a difficult trade-off to make as a creative as well, like how much you lean on it. To what degree do you lose ownership, creative ownership, and integrity of your work? Well, I think I'll have to move on to Matthias here. Now, Matthias, I know a little bit less about what you do. My understanding is it's audio engineering. You were talking about audio diffusion work over coffee out there. Maybe you could introduce yourself and tell us how AI is impacting sound engineering.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. My name is Matthias Jung. I'm coming from Berlin. I'm originally German, and I did my PhD most lately in Norway. And my own work mainly was about 3D audio in my master's, where I was working on an oralization model for 3D audio, which kind of came back the last couple of years, I feel. And now I kind of transitioned a bit into the space of automation and audience participation. That means like I'm not looking too much into content generation in a traditional sense, but rather looking into how can we use AI for enhancing the connection to the audience, to the listeners, and especially like in real life concerts, how can we kind of haptically enhance with kind of gadgets. So I'm building like a lot of like small balls to hand out to the audience, using that as kind of like within neural nets to kind of enhance both experience of the performers on stage, but also of the audience itself, because listening is such a great part of AI we usually do overlook, I think. So that's a bit my background.
So I think you're saying AI for experiential immersion, like individuation, or like, I don't know, maybe you could explain a little bit more.
I think the interaction itself can be kind of simulated, or we can use the data of the audience listening in real time if we kind of invite them to co-create in the like creative act of the performance. So you can basically build your database of interaction with your specific audience, because every show or every performative act has their special connection. So a metal act will be different from an electronic live coding act, I think. And that specifics, you can kind of take it with you into the studio and then work with that kind of knowledge and use it for your creative process as well.
And do you compose yourself as well?
Well, these days I'm mainly lecturing at
I know it's terrible.
IMSE, yeah. So we are doing it with the students a lot. So I just urge the students to also build their own models rather than just using some kind of Suno or Udio one-click solutions. I want them to properly understand neural nets and AI generally. Also search, because search is something quite underrated these days, I think.
Oh, sorry. Could you
yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No, actually, I want you to expand on that a little bit. What do you mean by underrated? Search as underrated?
Oh, well, like in AI, everything is about training, right? So we're training our databases, our models, and so forth. But I think search can be, especially in creative arts and technology, like the program I'm teaching in at IMSE here in Lat that is kind of searching for solutions like evolutionary algorithms or even like multi-objective search, things like you want to reach as a creative, but you don't rely too much on the models themselves, but apply algorithms or build algorithms to search for creative kind of goals in your work.
It's like algorithmic creativity, yeah?
Yeah, basically a combination between like you train a model, but then you also have some search algorithm, because when we're talking about music, it's mainly a live thing, right? So especially if we're talking about performance, we are searching for things in real time. So I think that's when like multi-objective search, these kind of algorithms become really interesting.
I can't believe how fast this 20 minutes is going to go. So we're at about 12 minutes here, and I figure it's time for like a little break. And so Max has prepped us something pretty awesome here. You've got like a soundtrack for us to listen to, right?
Kind of, but let me...
let me sing your praises first.
All right.
Max, he's written tons and tons. He's a composer. He's a really amazing composer. He wrote for a film called Four Kings, is that right? Which won Best OST. And as somebody who loves film OSTs in particular, it's a very complicated type of composition where you have to try to embody a moment, a narrative moment in a film. But anyway, I'll pass it over. So go ahead and tell us about who you are and how you use AI in your process so far.
All right. Actually, I'm in the both pull and push process in this industry. So I'm an artist, been an artist for a long time, like more than 10 years. And I founded my own production house. Actually, we first started specializing in sound design. We make songs for other people, and then we start to move on to scores and soundtracks. And we got nominated for that, and then we move on to virtual production. So actually, anything that we can get a hand on, anything that creative, we just want to go jump in and play. But then AI came, and as an artist, it's kind of like a controversial issue for us, because like nowadays, like 2025, 2026, anyone can make a perfect song. Yeah. Anyone. Like I can show you right now if you want to hear. Anyone know Suno, right? You guys know Suno, right? Yeah. So right now, I think it's a good thing. Like, what you guys telling about AI as like a assistant, or maybe like elves that help us do things, but we still have to embed the human story into the arts, because or else it will be perfectly indifferent.
Soulless.
Yeah.
No soul.
All right. Let me show you. ขอแค่สายก็พอครับขอแค่สายก็พอครับใช่ขอแค่สาย
So we're just going to hang out for a minute and listen to music, so you can all check your phones or whatever.
Right.
I'm just joking.
So last night, my brother, he wrote this song, and อันนี้มันมาแล้วใช่ไหม So my brother wrote this song last night, and he asked me to produce. So I was just like, yeah, man, wait for me 5 minutes. So I'll just like produce a song in 5 minutes.
I love the names, acoustic folk song in a minor key.
Yeah.
This is what you do when you're naming all your files.
Yeah, it's so funny. So this is the one that he's... ไม่กล้าเปิดอะไรเลยเนี่ยเพราะเดี๋ยวมันเห็นอะไรหมดเลยเนี่ย เปิดเสียงดังๆได้ไหมครับ เดี๋ยวผมจะเปิดรูปให้ดูก่อนแต่เดี๋ยวขอทอดก่อน นี่เร่งสุดใจแล้วครับโอเคคร่าวๆก็ได้ครับอันนี้คือเขาอัดด้วยมือถือนะฮะแต่ว่าเขาเป็นokay I'm sorry I talk English so he wrote this song and then he asked me to produce so I'll just like ask Suno to do it like this and listen to the master I'll just like prompt it to want it to be like a folk indie with like a tint of look at the sound I mean like anyone can make a perfect song in 10 minutes it's so good even the master the sound the EQ everything is like top notch it's like it could be radio played all over the country like, and they have like two options so actually we can be anyone we can prompt it we can like use our vocal characters that we want to but what I want to say in like I'm gonna use this space I think being an artist from now on you have to be more human you have to have like deep thinking about things because you know like ขอดึงก่อนได้ไหมกลัวอ๋อได้อยู่ alright โทษ เปิดได้ไหมได้ไหม so like right now like children students they start to have less you know like reasoning and problem solving in reading in deep thinking you know like there are 32 years that collected the data and we are right now like the lowest from the 32 years that we since started recording and you know like document everything so what's my point is like deep thinking you will know who you really are and when you prompt it when you ask for the help of an AI use it as a vehicle I feel like right now I'm excited for an AGI if I can you know like ask the AI that master this EQ that I want that kind of Tibet flute from what I heard from somewhere long ago. It's like your sense of human. You have to use it, like and read more, read a lot. Go down to the roots. You have an AI. You have to go to the roots of the music, where the blues from, where the jazz from, where the folk from.
Like if you haven't heard a Tibetan flute in the real world, in some experience that you actually had in your life, would you have the depth to think that's what I should add to contextualize this, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we're down to about 5 minutes, and this is perfect. This is a perfect segue. This is exactly how I wanted to wrap this. But first, any questions on this? This is pretty interesting stuff. Any questions? Okay. So I think what we're getting to here is, this is going to be my opinion, and then I'll pass it along. You guys tell me what you think. I mean, the point of art isn't to produce something that's aesthetically pleasurable, though that's helpful for the transmission of art. But what art is actually for is just like, I have suffered, I have struggled, I have gone through something, and so have you. And I can communicate with you from anywhere in the world. I can take something deep in my lived experience. I can hopefully encapsulate it in a piece of art that can be transmitted to anyone. And someone in Peru could listen to the song and they could just for an instant feel connected to another person. And it's that moment of connection and empathy that makes art valuable. And we get that from the depth of our own lived experiences. And so the last question I have is, what about the artistic experience is irreplaceable from AI? Like, where will we always have a place? Because AI can't really fully invade creativity. And so, Chuck, I think we'll start with you.
Sure. Thank you. For us, we because we are content creators, so we need people with good eyes to start with, good artistic skills. I give you some examples. So when we have students come in for internships, normally during the 3 months that they were with us, they don't want to touch AI because they want to learn from the senior that we have. They want to learn to paint, they want to learn color theory, they want to learn animation. But when we hire people for fresh out of school, we look at people who has one, they embrace AI, they're not against AI, and then they have good eye, good artistic skills to start with, basically. For us, AI could get us to 70% very quickly. Yeah. They can get us proof of concept, first draft very quickly, but to do the finessing, the last 30-20% is still quite difficult.
Yeah, I agree. So origin of the concept or experience, and then final polish. What do you think, Matthias? What about the creative experience or production? Is AI just never going to be able to invade or attack?
Yeah, I think I can relate to that. In the audio domain, I think it's very good results we're seeing with these bigger models, such as you just showed, or especially these sold out, like these soul versions of big rap songs. I'm not sure if you know these channels. They're incredibly well done, and even you feel there's still like some kind of fuzz, there's still some kind of noise, and you kind of feel it's an AI. It still touches you, right? So you feel emotionally moved by this content. So I think the concept of relatability is kind of changed a little bit by that. So I can even relate to an AI singing to me, but knowing that this is kind of the outcome of many training processes, many artists actually that are in there. So I'm not relating to one single person, but I'm actually relating to a genre, a stream, a trend or something, right? Almost like a culture. It's a new form of relatability, I think, that's emerging. And we have a lot of problems with that, like copyright, obviously. But if we get this solved, it can really help us to find a new step of relating to more than one person, a group, any kind of creative
almost
stream.
A culture, like a genre culture can be embodied.
Yeah, like a taste, kind of like a part of a color, a musical color. You can paint differently, and I think it's quite exciting. We just have to fix that problem of copyright and contributing to the artists. And also basics, right? As you say, like audio producing, knowing what a compressor does. All these things are kind of important if we work beyond the one-click kind of prompting, or even just prompting. I think refining it and finding better tools that are ingrained in music production software. We are seeing a lot of startups come up in that space, right? So kind of doing for drum sampling and just to interact with the music production on a more basic level, and finding those kind of limits of the AI and going to the edge. And that's the interesting part for us as creatives, right? To find our limits, not just like click and let it be easy, but kind of fight for the content we want.
I love it, man. Max, hit us with the last word.
All right. I think the limits are like it hidden in the mistakes of human. Right now we can be perfect, but I mean maybe the next era we can play instruments that I never heard before, and then just teach ourselves to play it your own way, like to find something that never done before, instead of not scared to make mistakes. You know, I can probably like take a guitar and then I'll just like hit it as a drum instead of strumming. So being human could be like more than ever right now. So don't forget that, I think.
Perfect closing line. We just hit time. So thank you all so much, and thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Matthias. Thank you, Max. That was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And I guess we'll get you guys set up for the next panel. So thank you again. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Justin Paulson, for the AI in creative industry. Thank you. It's a very interesting session. And yes, once more time, we see that AI can be a powerful tool that can enhance your creativity to make your works to another level.